episode of How Much I Look today, but you know, you're here to watch, to hear the tea, to, you know, feel yourself in, hear my opinion. That's why you're here. You're not here to see me look good. So, you know, don't mind how I'm looking today. Hi guys, it's your girl Rhea. Welcome to another episode of the Unwanted Opinion. Today, as you guys have seen by the title and thumbnail, we are covering this little issue. This went on from the time that I'm filming. Currently is the 28th of November. Yeah, it's the 28th of November. And this took place 2 days ago, I think. But yeah, as you guys have seen by the title and thumbnail, this video is covering Emile Morgan versus Miss Rfabulous / Miss Rfabulous versus Gode Philip / Emile Morgan versus Gode Philip. So there's a lot of, the title is Emile Morgan versus Miss Rfabulous, but this is the tea, this is the situation. For those who do not know who these people are and may be a bit confused, all three of these people are influencers in their own right. All three of them have growing YouTube channels, quite successful Instagram pages, and get quite a few views on their Snapchat stories. And yeah, they have big audiences and they're doing quite well for themselves in terms of their audience size. And yeah, so recently Renee, or Miss Rfabulous, I'm going to be referring to her as Renee because it's just easier to say. Renee put something on her Snapchat story. I wasn't able to screenshot or find a screenshot of this Snapchat story, where she says something about Emile living in a foster home, this, that and the other. Okay, so Emile responded to that on his Snapchat, which I was able to get a screenshot of. There's going to be a lot of words that I'm not saying. The screenshot will be covering my face, or here, I don't know. It will probably be covering my face though, because just, yeah. You know, I'll actually shame this. I'm not the one, because I don't know which part of foster care I live in that you love to come talk about, but the council flat your mama's still living with her razor bump in East London. Oh, now your mama can't move out of there, but you want to talk about people's yard. This needs to stop spreading false information. You have never been to my house. You know nothing about my life. So what the are you talking about? And then after this, he posted an announcement that he was going to go live at 10 o'clock. The live, I've got a good video of the live, everything that he says. That video is just over half an hour and it will be linked in the description if you didn't get some of the details that I mentioned, or if you wanted to get some extra information, that is there for you to kind of wrap your head around the whole situation. So during this live, Emile dragged and exposed both Miss Rfabulous and Gode. He did a lot. Okay, the guy did a lot. He did a lot. He went as far to speak about, I'm not going to say exact situations because it's a lot. It's a bit rude and I don't really want to. He spoke about certain family members of Renee's. If you want to know exactly what he said, again, the live is in the description. Yeah, he spoke quite badly about certain family members of Renee's, including her mother, her sister, cousin, yeah, as well as speaking about some of Renee's personal life, and her leg, her thigh. If you guys don't know, she experienced some bad stuff when she got her BBL, so there was a mistake in the surgery, so her leg is not like, it's somewhat infected and it's caused her quite bad health problems, so he spoke about that as well. He also spoke about Gade Philip, and about how issue quite a while ago actually went about because they were all in court until like at some point this year. So he's only able to speak about it now and speak about the whole situation now and da 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 da. So yeah. And I got some of the, because Emile came with receipts on his live showing multiple messages between him and different people, some that I have with me that will be on the screen most likely. Also witness statement receipts as well from when they were in court. Okay, so the first receipt that he used to do with the whole Gade and Renee situation is, I'm gonna have to explain this better. So the reason that they were in court and there was a whole thing in court is because there was a fight between Gade, like it was Gade and Renee versus Emile. It all started in Westfield, Stratford, I think. Yeah, Westfield, Stratford. And Gade threw a milkshake at Emile and then ran away. And then they're fighting each other and it's all a madness. Security got involved, police got involved, all of that, and that's why there was a court case. So the first receipt that Emile used, which will be on the screen, sorry that the picture is a bit blurry. She knew you were in Westfield that day. She knew you'd be in Westfield around 2 to 3 p.m. Said someone messaged her saying you'd be there. So, according to Gade, Renee was plotting against Emile. And there's also a message where Gade said that he was using Renee. There was voice notes that were also used, etc. And as I said, if you want to see more details about that, in the description. So now I'm just gonna I'm gonna give my opinions on the live, what happened on the live and all of that before I go into Renee's response, and then I'll give my opinion on that. Okay. It's a lot to take in, it's a lot to speak about, it's a lot to think about. But I do not at all condone speaking about other people's families and getting people's families involved in stupidness, you know, on the net, like online, on a big live where loads and loads of people are watching, you're exposing people's families. I don't think that's right at all. And I think that wasn't a good move by Emile. But to be honest, the one thing with Renee that I'm a bit like, and this I'm starting to notice it, and I think a lot of people are starting to notice it, because like even looking at the comments on the live, even when I was speaking to my friends about this issue, she chooses her battles. She changes up. She doesn't act the same with everyone. She doesn't keep the same energy at all. And don't get me wrong, I've been watching Renee for years. I think she's probably a lovely girl. I've never met her, or a lovely woman I should say. I've never met her, so I can't say she is, but she doesn't seem like a horrible person. However, when it came to Oloa Blanco, if you guys don't know about that situation, it was a woman who went on live and said quite a few horrible things about Renee, her family, and all of that, saying that she would beat Renee up and this, that, and the other. Although that was unneeded, unnecessary. You're two grown women, you don't need to be beefing over the net. It's not something that you should be doing, in my opinion. However, this is when Renee chooses to say, nah, I'm happy in my life. I'm too grown to be dealing with this rubbish. I'm not gonna go fight her. I don't care. Which I think was a mature response, and I completely agree with her response. However, when it came to the IVD Vanessa diss track, Vanessa made a reference in her Daily Duppy. Yeah, she made a reference in her Daily Duppy, and she didn't even say your name, but you're making whole diss tracks and shouting on the internet, like shouting on IG Live, because Vanessa said 2 lines that referenced something to do with you, but didn't exactly say your name. But when Oloa Blanco is saying your name, speaking about your mother, it's crickets. You're coming for Emile saying, he lives in a foster home, when he doesn't live in a foster home. Why are you coming for Emile? But you couldn't keep that same energy with Oloa Blanco. I don't get it. It's like she knows that Vanessa is not the type of person to get all rowdy and get all loud and be all aggressive. And she knows that Emile's quite a bit younger than her. Emile's around 18, 19. Renee is 25. She needs to start keeping the same energy and just stop entertaining beef, stop starting it, just move on and be happy with your life. Because if your life is so good, like you say, then why are you posting about a 19-year-old on your Snap story? Why are you bothered about a 19-year-old that you don't chat to on your Snap story? Why are you speaking about him? What's the point in doing that? You're really just wasting your breath, you're wasting your time. I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I don't think Emile's response, the way he responded, wasn't necessary. He was rude. He didn't need to go into speaking about family. I get him speaking about the court case and speaking about what Gade has said to him. So I understand that part, but speaking about family was completely unnecessary in my opinion. Gade himself, I think, needs to reevaluate. I think he needs to reevaluate, because as soon as you stop being friends with Renee, and Emile had kind of the same opinion, as soon as you stop being friends with Renee, you run to Emile to say all of this stuff. Like, what are you doing? What are you... I'm gonna leave it there with him. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, cool. So let's go on to Renee's response. So she said, Gade, if you're gonna lie properly. You're making up lies because you messaged Maggie today to speak to me about £450 that I said I'm not giving to you, because you went to Sharika to tell Sharika and Mene about Maggie, making it seem as if she's a bad friend. So I'm a petty. Hence why you're hurting, because you're broke and you want to try get at me, which ain't working. Emile should be smart now. Wait for me to speak, because goddamn the lies you're telling because you didn't get what you wanted today ain't gonna hurt me. I never knew Emile was at Westfield on God and my brother's grave. I put that on my sickness. I walked into the makeup shop. I saw Steph's little sister and was talking. By the way, I am like correcting the grammar as I'm speaking, so if I do stutter, that is why. We was talking, I was shopping. Gade left me and went to the shop to buy a drink and saw Emile and started fighting him. These times I'm in the makeup shop, a couple of people came to see me and told me they was fighting. I ran out to see what was happening. He got grabbed by the police and I waited for him to come out of cells. I don't know what's going on here, but I don't care and I don't have an issue with Emile. I've said this so many times. I met Emile through Gade. Secondly, Gade has reported Emile to the police more than 5 times. Please leave me out of your rubbish. I don't speak about Emile at all. I have no reason to. I will speak about that later. Gade went to a gay party and was dancing behind him and begged someone not to put the video out. You have spoken bad about him so many times, so stop making up lies and trying to be friends with Emile because I ain't your friend. You need someone with clout to stay known. I'm very shocked, just like my whole family right now. I'm up my speech because I'm currently at the hospital, but I ain't explaining nothing. I don't have time for this. I don't care about this. This ain't my business. Emile, stay woke. Lol. I was your content for YouTube, Gade. Don't let that go over your head. You need Aaron to sponsor you, because if I was to lay you out, I will be a bad person. But I ain't gonna get personal with you because I'ma let you have fun and enjoy this clout. Yep, that is the last receipt I have. Okay. Sorry if that was a bit lengthy, but there's a lot of stuff for us to get through, and I'm gonna give my opinion on what she said. So at this point, it's Renee's word against Gade's. So I don't know who to believe when it comes to whether Renee set it up or not. I don't know. I wasn't there, so I didn't see any footage. I don't know what exactly happened, so I'm not going to speak on that. So one thing that Renee said, she said, I don't speak about Emile at all. I have no reason to. So what was that whole thing about you speaking about him being in a foster home and then you deleting it right after? This whole thing wouldn't have happened if you wasn't speaking about him. So, okay, yeah. Also, the whole Gade dancing on Emile. Do you have the evidence? I would like to see receipts. If this is true, then it's a bit scandalous. Another thing that Emile actually spoke about in his live that I forgot to mention is that Renee has been allegedly saying that Gade is allegedly touching children. Which I'm not gonna get into because I don't know any facts. That's just something that I'm gonna put out there, and her speaking about the whole Gade dancing behind Emile. I feel like she's saying that to fit her narrative. But I don't know whether the narrative is true or not, so I'm not gonna speak on that. But now she's trying to seem like, I feel like she's trying to seem a bit like some patron saint. I feel like she's realised that she was wrong to speak about Emile in that way, and she's taken a back step and been like, actually, I'm angry at Gade. So she's gone and said all of this stuff about Gade, and then at the same time being supportive towards Emile, despite all of the stuff that Emile said on his live about her and her family. Because I think she's realised that Emile is not playing and that she's met her match. Just like how she met her match with Oluwa Blanco, she didn't say that much about Oluwa Blanco because she realised she met her match. And that's why she's not saying nothing about Emile or Emile's family, because she's realised she's met her match. Instead, she's coming at Gade. That's my opinion on that. But the fact that Gade is saying that he's used Renee for clout, and the whole time they were friends, his argument was, no, I'm not using her for clout. Why would I do that? She's my close friend. Like, she's my right hand, this, that, and the other. It's very telling, guys. Be careful. Be careful, because you don't know which one of your friends are using you for whatever reason. That is something that, you know, as Renee said, stay woke. But yeah, that's the end of the video. This video is quite a long video. There's a lot of receipts there. Please like, comment and subscribe. I know this is a bit late. I'm not sure how well this video will do because of how late I was to speak on it, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As I said, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, share with your friends, your family, your nail tech, your nail tech, the woman that does your wigs, her and her sister, just share it with everyone you know, because why not? We got the tea here. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.